Means it's the video game news coming at you live. It is the 21st of September, and I am super excited to talk about. Oh yeah, I said I wasn't gonna say super excited anymore. I am excited to to bring you some video game news this week. Not a lot of. Well, there are some big pieces of news, but nothing that like I usually try and find things that like multiple different articles are talking about something from different angles, and that's usually what I think of as like my big news. And nothing really struck me this week. Well, not nothing, but uh, you know, pretty light on the news this week. Maybe I should just leave it at that. Um, I also should work on my posture while I'm doing these videos. Otherwise, you think I'm like fat and lazy. I'm all like slumped down. Anyway, the one thing that we were getting a lot of voices and opinions on was the Nintendo Switch Online and how that works. I found a really good article. I read through the whole thing by Polygon. I should probably know the author, but I didn't write that down, unfortunately, because I'm bad at this, just like video games. But the article went through everything in detail about what you're getting for your $20 a year, which is pretty minimal compared to PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live. But like I said last week, the fact that if it lapses, that the delete your online saves is just really scary and feels kind of like gun to your head kind of sentiment, and I don't really appreciate that. But for your $20, you are getting a bunch of NES games. You also get access to buy the NES Classic controller. That's also not really an incentive for me because I was fortunate enough to get an NES Classic. So maybe the games are different, but if they're really that different, then yeah, I haven't like done a side by side comparison of which games are coming in which of the deals, but yeah, that wasn't really much of an incentive for me. So, but it might be for someone who doesn't have the NES Classic. Um, what else? You get access to the same online feature or the same voice chat feature that already exists. So if you want to talk to people while playing at Splatoon, which I'm not sure you would want to do that because lots of online communities are very toxic. But you can do the same. You have access to doing the same voice chat via your phone and like plugging in some random doodad to make it work, and that just seems really janky to go with an online service. Um, so yeah, Fortnite's not affected. You can still play with people online for Fortnite. A couple other games aren't going to be affected either. But overall, like nothing is pulling me in except for cloud saving, and the fact that even that is like shadowed in this will delete your save files if you don't renew. Like that just scares me. Maybe that's not as big a deal as I'm making it out to be because keeping something renewed is pretty easy. But yeah, I don't know. I can just imagine a future where I let it lapse for a week because I got a new credit card, and now all of my save files are dead. That just kind of scares me, and and it doesn't really set everything off on the right foot. Hopefully, it'll be better in the future. They'll figure out some way to make in-game voice chat work. They'll be less, angry or I don't know, aggressive with will delete your save files if you let it lapse. Overall, it's just been really scary. So I just if it is only $20, so $20 over the course of a year is like nothing. There's also a family service where you can get like 8 people together and they can all have their own, and that's only $35. Which I've been wondering about how that would work amongst friends. And you get 8 friends involved, and then they all just give each other $5 once a year, and that's pretty cool. Um, so maybe figuring out that will work makes some of this sting a little bit less. But yeah, it all just seems nothing's really dragging me in. I haven't filled up my Nintendo Switch yet, but I've been buying like small indie games. If you want to play FIFA or whatever, then it's probably going to be filled up. I haven't bought a SIM card either, so I'm really bad at accessorizing that way. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Every point they have for them is like working. I don't know. Somehow they've managed to make it work against them, and I just don't I just don't feel the pull right now that I should towards buying it. $20 will eventually be nothing, and I don't care, and I'll just toss it at it and be cool, just to get more save space and cloud saves in case I want to switch out consoles or something like that. But for right now, it's just not a must-buy for me. I don't play a lot of online games with my Switch yet, but maybe I will someday soon. Cool. So that was like my big news section. Next, oh my gosh, this one hit me hard. This is almost big news all by itself, but I just have one article for it from Kotaku that Telltale is shutting down, and yeah, that just I really love the Telltale games. It's so crazy. I initially wanted to start streaming with the idea that I would play like these episodic, story-driven games, and I would want like to interact with chat and have them like help me make decisions. I think the first game I even play tested whilst like trying to stream was not Don't Nod. Life is Strange, and I just the first time I played it, I got me and two other friends together. We just sat there with like a glass of whiskey, and we just kind of like bullshitted our way through it. And I know that's not a Telltale game, but it's in the same vein. And I've just and I've just always like that's like that game. Like the Telltale games are what pretty much inspired me to stream, and something that, or at least the the way that I wanted to stream, and I just it really hits me a little hard that they're closing down because I really like their games. Um, I think Telltale Borderlands is like maybe a top 10 title for me. I just really liked the humor, and I love the narrative of that game. I think Batman is one of the best Telltale games. I think most of the time when someone comes up to me and they realize that I'm a gamer at work and they're like, "What game should I play?" And it's usually like my usual fallback is like, "Hey, I like shooters and RPGs, but if there's just like an easy game that I want to get everybody involved in, go play a Telltale game, and I'll tell you which ones are the best ones and which ones are not so good." But for the most part, yeah, if you walk up to me and ask me what games I want, that I should play, I will tell you that you should play Telltale games because I like their games. I really do. I appreciate everything they've done. Yeah, and I'm just glad to have that story of they really types of games really inspired me to try and get streaming. So um, yeah, so them closing down um, really really hits home. I thought they were great games, and I hope that they find a way to continue. Uh, Getting out of that funk, what do we have? Halo Infinite has said that they're not going to have any. You're not going to have to pay for their loot boxes. Of course, there's going to be loot boxes, but that you don't have to pay money for them. So that's good that They've come out with. Um, they've come out with saying that no cash for loot boxes, which is good. But they didn't say no loot boxes, which some people are still hesitant about. What else? Spider-Man has sold, coming from my video game sales background, Spider-Man sold 3.3 million units in the first 3 days, and I think I saw an article that said Sony, like this is their fastest selling or first party game ever, which is crazy. I talked about it for 5 to 10 minutes last week, or no, maybe 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I can't believe that I can believe that it's selling that fast because the game looks really good, and I don't think anybody has anything but good things to say about it. So good on them, and congrats to all the people who worked on Spider-Man because that's a freaking awesome feat. Um, Now into the trailers section. Assassin's Creed, they're really hitting that, they're really ringing that choice bell really hard. Um, and I saw one of the things I always talk about is live action trailers, and Assassin's Creed has a live action trailer talking about choice, and it like curses a lot, so it must not be an American commercial, or it must only be like an internet based commercial because I think it curses a lot. But cool, whatever. It's probably and it's got to be an M game, right? Those have to be M. Yeah. So screw it. Let them curse. Let them do whatever they want. So yeah, really cool live action trailer, and Assassin's Creed lends it to all the parkour stuff, which I'm really interested in, and I really like because I did that for a couple years. What else? Um, ooh, coming from like an RPG board game background, uh, the Call of Cthulhu had another trailer this week, getting a little bit more into the story and going into like gameplay and showing really what you're going to be experiencing while playing Call of Cthulhu. And I'm super interested in that because I've played Call of Cthulhu, the RPG and the board game, and so I've really been interested. I like a lot of what Focus does. I played Vampire. You saw me play Vampire for a couple months. So really like their games, and I like their story. So super interested in Call of Cthulhu, and the gameplay looked really cool in the most recent trailer they put out. Um, Life is Strange has its Speaking of, Life is Strange has its launch trailer that dropped this week for their launch next Thursday. So super excited about that. Really showing off the God. I gotta stop saying super excited. Uh, I am enthused about Life is Strange 2. um, yeah, the two brother storyline looks really cool. I'm glad they're not doing like more Max and Chloe stuff because I feel like they really, um, they really tied a bow on that storyline. I thought it was really cool and heartfelt, hoping to see something new. So, yeah, uh, really looking forward to Life is Strange 2. Oh, this one was really cool. I saw it looked like HoloLens, but it's probably not HoloLens. But I saw an Angry Birds, and they called it a first-person shooter, but it's like an AR game. Like I think she was wearing the girl in the commercial was wearing like a VR headset, and she was playing Angry Birds, and like you would, but it wasn't like Oculus or Vive, but so whatever VR or AR tech they were using, uh, it's not one of the ones you've heard of, I think. And yeah, but you were like pulling and aiming your slingshot to like knock over the pigs on their fortress while they were like sitting on top of whatever your desk was. So yeah, I'll definitely have to send a link to that because the commercial looked really cool and I'm really excited for that. But I'm not super excited for it because I gotta stop saying that. I'm gonna have a post-it note when I get my new setup, and it's gonna say "not super excited" because I really gotta stop using that phrase. Otherwise, I'm just super excited for everything, and I should have a little bit more of a thesaurus going on for my hype levels on things. um, Saw a cool Xbox One X charity that they're doing for I think for the Make a Wish Foundation, and they were showing off that they have a couple dozen Xboxes that have been like signed by musicians with like skins on them. They're really cool, and they're going on auction, and they have one for Fallout 76. So I'm super uh, that I really like that. They have one for me. Uh, I don't know what the auction levels are going to be set at, but should be cool. Yeah, just I'll send a link for like all 20 of 20. It looked like they had 40, but I'm probably wrong. But really cool. Xboxes wrapped for charity auction for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So that's really cool. Anything else? Two last things. Um, Focus is having a publisher sale on Steam, so if you're on Steam and you enjoy the games made by Focus, then you should go check that out. I'll send a link to that. I'm not sure how long the sale is running for. It's probably for the weekend, considering it's usually a publisher's weekend. Um, but yeah, if you're interested in Focus games and playing Vampire, which I give a thumbs up, you should definitely go over to Steam and check that out. Last but certainly not least is the we got wind of a Diablo animated series based on the Blizzard IP Diablo coming to Netflix. Something I've been wanting since the Diablo 2 like I think I was 7 or 8 when Diablo 2 came out. I really enjoyed the excuse me. I really enjoyed the chapter cinematics in between each, and I'm glad they kept that alive in Diablo 3 because that's one of the parts that I really enjoyed. And so yeah, something like I've always wanted to just sit down and watch like Diablo content. So the fact that they're making an animated series should be really cool. I bet it's in the same vein of like I don't know what the art style is gonna be, but I bet it's in the same vein, or at least they saw that Castlevania was such a success that now they're like, oh, we could do it on random game IP and really make a hit. So, uh, but I'll watch it no matter where it is or what it's doing because I enjoy interacting with video game content, even if it's even if it's on TV series. And Netflix is doing good work, so I have no reason to doubt that this would be anything but utter perfection in animated form. So yeah, Diablo on Netflix should be cool. Um, that's about it. Uh, I I wonder if I'm gonna keep transitioning away from the showing pictures things because I don't know how much people really like me putting my phone in their face. Um, but yeah, if you think I forgot something or you want to talk to me about video games, feel free to comment below or interact with me on Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it and hope that you comment, like, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff, regardless of what you're viewing this on. Appreciate you all being here and enjoy watching this because I enjoy making them. So, thank you. Bye.